All right, guys. So once again, happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. Another session of this Tuesday Tips with me. I am Rosie. If you've not been here before, it's a pleasure to have you. Please join every Tuesday. I drop little tips and hints to make our life as real estate agents just a little bit easier. And maybe if you've been doing this and you're seasoned, that's all fine and dandy, right? Learning tricks that another person does that are successful with is never a bad thing. And if you're a new agent, well, welcome. These are lots of things I wish I knew many years ago. And I'm so happy to see how many people are joining today. It really does bring a smile to my face. You're probably going to be able to hear that. So again, mute yourselves, unmute yourselves if you've got a question. Otherwise, we're going to get rolling with today's sessions on leasing. Again, if you were here, drop a 1 in the comments. If you were here last week, I'd like to see who's back, who's been following these sessions, and especially who already saw this last week. And it seems like no one was here last week, so I'm very happy I didn't delete these slides. If you don't know me, again, welcome. My name is Rosie. Unmute yourself if you got any questions along the way as we do this session. Today, we're going to be talking about working with leasing clients, also known as rentals, also known as renters, also known as your future buyers. So let's not discredit this large pocket of the market, this large clientele base that we have the opportunity to tap into. And I'm going to tell you a little personal story right before we get into this. So just this week, and I've been doing this now for a couple of years, just this week, I had clients referred to me that were in my area of where I personally live. Now, they are rental clients, and I do have a lot of sales under contract and a lot of investor clients. So I'm leery to take on rentals, multiple rentals at once, right? So when I've got a lot of things going on, I try to steer clear of the rentals if I can, simply because at this point in my business, they do require a lot of me, and I'm already I've already got a full schedule with a lot of things. So adding in rentals, and they do require a lot of work, do require a lot of paperwork, a lot of follow-up with associations and HOAs and things that I have in my area here. So I was kind of like, but I'm so happy I took these clients on, because let me tell you why. And it's a very, very quick story. These clients were referred to me, and lo and behold, a week after talking to them and finding, each other on our socials and getting together like that personally, we wind up having multiple friends in common. Through a mom group, I do have 2 daughters, 11 and 14. And they do go to school here locally. And it winds up that our children are in school together. And not only that we also have a friend in common from my previous career in the wedding world. And I found it incredible. But I'm happy to know that I found this out well after I had already helped them and got them under contract. So they come to me and they're referred to me. And the first thing they tell me is, I don't know if you're going to be able to help me because I've been turned away and I said, okay, by communities, by landlords, would have been turned away? They said, no, by realtors. Realtors didn't want to work with us last time we went through this process, and it was not a good experience. And they were very fearful. And this is a family, hardworking people, great jobs, beautiful children in my community. And it broke my heart, when a family comes to me and says an agent wouldn't work with me. And I have not turned down leasing clients for any reason aside. If I can help, I will help. So I look at everything. I look at their entire, all the documents they send me, all the financials. I have them do a screening report, and I review this. And if I can help these clients, by all means, I'm going to help them, whether it's a $1,000 rental or a $15,000 rental a month. It makes no difference to me. If I can help, I will help. That's just simply the person and the agent I am. You don't have to be like that, and you can run your business however you'd like. But this was very important to me, and I created these sessions on leasing based on my experience with this family a little over 2 weeks ago. Happy to say that after only 6 days working with me and previewing want to say we previewed about 5 properties in total, not even a lot, 5 or 6, and writing 3 offers. This beautiful family will be moving in to their new home right before the holidays and Thanksgiving, and they're over the moon and thrilled. I'm thrilled not only because did I help people, and that is the main basis and pillar of my business, is to help others. Not only did I help them, I got them in before the holidays, but I gave them the opportunity to experience something that other people in my business, my profession, had told them they would never be able to have. And it really wasn't difficult. I didn't have to pull many strings. Yes, there are creative ways, and this is why I want to have these sessions with you guys, for you to ask me, hey Rosie, what ways in which did you make that deal happen where another agent could not or would not, right? And I'm more than happy to tell you that, because with the market that we're in right now, doesn't really matter where you are in the US. I'm sure you're facing a lot of clients who you thought were going to be buyers suddenly going, uh-oh, I'm either going to wait a little longer, right? Because they don't believe in what you're telling them about interest rates, or they're simply priced out. And this is a real situation. If they're priced out, what's going to happen? Everyone needs to live somewhere. They're going to wind up leasing. So please don't put your hand up and deny any client of yours who might need to switch to leasing. Your renters become buyers eventually. No one wants to lease forever. And like I've said last session, these clients typically wind up being the best source of referrals for you. They know many, many people just like your buyers. So consider them, right? As you do a referral base for a buyer, consider the same for your renters, right? Why not help multiple people? And then in 6 months, help all these people become homeowners. Show them that you know how, and you've already given them a good experience by helping them get into their rental and possibly helped family and friends of theirs. So there's no reason for anyone to be putting their hand up. If we can help, we help. Review all their documents and let them know if you have any concerns, and work on those concerns and find some way around them if possible. There are many ways. So let's get started. So these are my slides from last session. Oh, I just got in the chat. Yes, Juan. Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's help anybody that we can, right? In any way we can. I'm not saying, to go crazy and spend your entire day and 40 or 50 hours a week trying to get, unqualified renters qualified, because that might take a little bit more of a process. It's not going to be something instant, right? But if they are qualified, and maybe if it's just one thing that you can work around, there are ways. Find a way. If you're an agent that's willing to have conversations with other agents, just speak to them. People are human, and say, hey, you know what? My clients absolutely love this house. They're a beautiful family. How can we make this work? I've reviewed everything. They are qualified. They do have the income, to qualify for this home. What can we do? And it's as simple as that. The other agent might have questions for you too. Absolutely. Hey, how are you?
Hey, sorry. This is my first time on one of your sessions. I'm really excited. I have not
Hey, Pam.
I'm doing my first lease with LPT. I'm a 10-year agent in Texas, but I had
Beautiful.
they were referred to me, but there were 4 of them. 3 of them were super well qualified, and their lease didn't end till the end of December, but 2 of them are in heavy retail. So they wanted to get something found and, secured by the, early. So I'm like, okay, so what we need to be doing is catching the leases that are, going to be available and mid to end of November, and maybe they'll let us stretch out to start the middle of December. Well, the houses that she liked the best. So in Texas, we've got a lot of rentals. Prices have been coming down. And my approach with these landlords was, I've got super well qualified people. Their lease ends the end of December. Would I see you've already taken a couple of price drops. Would your landlord or your owner entertain securing clients or securing tenants now that aren't starting until mid-December? And
Mhm.
if, I had to say, the value in that is if you sit on the market another 30 days, you're going to have to drop your price again, and you're
Mhm.
securing them at the rate you've got in there now. And
Mhm. Good points.
I had four of them that I was shocked because one of them had been on the market for 4 months, and they all said yes. And so
There you go.
we're definitely in a think outside the box market in Texas.
You are correct. Listen, everybody should be anywhere in a think outside the box situation right now. And going in, I know we're well ways into Q4 already, but given that this is Q4, I mean, we just have a couple of months left to make, this year really worthwhile for everyone. And really get our clients in before the holidays, no matter what holiday you celebrate. Everybody wants to be home for the holidays. They want to be in a place they call home, a place they feel comfortable, a place where they can host. And so this is such a crucial time in our market where I think a lot of people take vacay. And if you're an agent like me, Pam, sounds like you're not taking vacay as long as everybody else. And we're here and we're helping those people who are here to be helped. It's as simple as that, right? Um, I completely agree with you. Great job in using, thinking outside the box and using your head and finding ways. I mean, even that security deposit, would help make that owner feel better, right? Because they're going to sit on a security deposit and yeah, take it off the market for 1 month and wait, but they're sitting on a security deposit at the current rate that they're asking, like you had said. And if they had stayed on the market longer, you never know, they would have had to reduce probably, and probably wouldn't have gotten qualified clients that you've already brought to the table. So that is wonderful. Thank you for really making my point. That is absolutely what we need to be doing. And I'm so happy you were able to do that. So congrats to you and your clients. And now don't forget, in 6 months, make sure that you start getting them pre-qualified, holding their hand in the buying process, because all of these renters become your future buyers.
Oh, she's
Hold
buying
their
in 2
hand and
years.
let them know that you've got, okay, well,
Yeah,
it's,
we already
if
had
those
that
rates
conversation.
drop and you never know if those rates drop and something seems enticing, or if there's any sort of like loan programs that might come up in Texas, for example. We here have Hometown Heroes in Florida. I'm not sure if you guys have that in Texas, but we've got many programs that come about that we're able to present and say, hey, maybe this might be a good idea. Let's just look at things. It doesn't cost to look, right? It doesn't cost to shop, window shop.
Yeah, well, she had said 2
There you
years,
go.
and that actually works well because then she will be classified as a new homeowner again because it will have been 3 years since
Yeah.
she sold her
Okay.
house. But she
Got
makes so
it.
much
Got
money.
it. Perfect.
She doesn't really qualify or need any of the incentives, but yeah. So yeah.
Well, then hit her up, since it's going to be a 2-year process there. Go reach into her SOI, hit her up for some friends and family referrals. Make sure that you give her, maybe a little gift card as a thank you for using your services, and then tell her you would love if you got referrals from her. Little holiday pop by gift. Make sure to stop by with a little gift, a little cookie tin or something, and say, thank you for being so sweet. That's what I like to do during the holidays. It's a really cheap, easy way to just impress people with the fact that you thought about them. Juan says, I'm a mortgage broker in Florida. Let's see, Texas, Arizona, and Georgia. Juan, you got us everywhere. I'd be happy to pre-qualify all of your clients for you. Wonderful, Juan. Thank you. What a great contact to have. Juan, if you want to put your contact info right there, buddy, in the chat so everybody can reach out to you if they have any questions. And Rob, is there a good way to find tenants to help now to get some business done before the end of the year? Yeah, Rob, so I think Facebook is a great opportunity right now to be looking in, let's say, some groups. Join some local groups if you're not already in there. Do you do anything as far as hobbies? Go into your hobbies. Do you have kids? Do you have hobbies? Join those groups in Facebook that really align with, either your children's school, the area you live in, your neighborhood. Or then like hobbies. So do you lift? Do you run? Are you a cyclist? Find local groups, and then if they don't allow self-promotion, which a lot of them won't, you just go ahead and toggle those notifications on there. And let me tell you, you will at some point, or search in there, search in the chats themselves, in the, excuse me, the Facebook groups themselves, you will find plenty of people who have been like, hey, I'm looking for, and I'm just going to use, my area. I'm looking for a rental in Miami by the time my lease ends on December 15th. Is there anybody in here who has one? And so they're looking to say, let's say you're an owner and you want to lease your place out, but they don't realize that they're also going to tap into a bunch of agents that happen to be in that group. And then you can go ahead and private message that person and say, hey, I'm an agent here and blah, blah, blah. And I saw you, we're in this group together, let's just say it's the cycling group, or we go to the same gym, and I saw you in the group and you had asked about a rental. I don't have one, but I'd be more than happy to help you navigate the process and make it really simple for you. And you pay me nothing. I work for free. I work for free for you because it's truly what we do. So that's what I would do. I think Facebook groups are an incredible source of business and lead generation. Lots of people tap into it. I do. That's where I find most of my rentals. Like I said before, I'm a mom. And not only a mom, I'm parts of lots of mom groups here in Miami. Miami is huge. So there are several. And then also I'm in the PTA groups on Facebook, and I'm also in some real estate groups, and go on those referral groups too. You might find some, Rob, you might find some people saying, hey, I need someone to take a lease for me in California. Is anyone out there? Anybody willing? And then you just raise your hand. So Facebook, for me, in my opinion, is number one right now for finding these lead sources for rentals. Also, friends, put it on your Facebook and say, hey, friends and family, I don't know if you remember, but if you didn't, I'm an agent, and yes, I work with leases. So if anyone's interested, you have any friends or family that you've heard your ears perk up and they need an agent, please don't hesitate. Drop my name. Okay. So that's my opinion. Facebook is my short answer there. All right, guys, let's continue. I've had this slide up for quite a bit. So since most of you were not here with me last week, I'll go really quickly. Tips on how to educate your renters and how to make them future buyers. Here's my take on it. Working with tenants is a great source of business. Oftentimes I find that rental clients refer their friends and family to me often. And that's because I've made an otherwise daunting process pretty simple and enjoyable, especially in today's market where, and I had mentioned this before, we're seeing a lot of people priced out and holding off in hopes that things will get better. Well, hello, booming rental market, right? We know this. But remember, it might be very well be their first time, or yours even. So renting a property off the MLS isn't always as straightforward, and each owner will have their own list of requirements. So last week, my session was heavy on on tips that you or your client might not be aware of are necessary in the standard process of renting something off the MLS. And here are all my scary faces. So now you guys have joined me. If you didn't see them last week, you're going to hear my scary faces. These are the faces you're going to see on your clients when you tell them all these things. Basics that will occur, that credit check, that background check, employment verification. Those are 3 non-negotiables. Every landlord, every owner is going to want to see those. Then you get into whatever specific requirements the landlord's requiring. Might be extra things, right? It might be extra screening. They might want to do the screening themselves, or you have to send in the screening information for your client that you've already done. Some of them accept it, some of them don't. Read that MLS. That is my largest piece of advice here. Read that MLS. The funds to move in, that's also a big shocker. Guess what? Usually it's 3 months, not 1. 3 months to move in, a total of 3 months to move in. You're going to hand in 1 with your offer, when your offer gets accepted. After that, you get to sit and wait until you move in. And when you move in, that day, you must hand over a total of 2 additional months. Sometimes you're going to hand over those 2 months up front, and then it's only 1 month when you move in. So either way, they like to split the 3, but regardless, it's going to be 3. If you're lucky and you find a unicorn, it might be 2. But those are unicorns here in Miami. Not to say I haven't found them. I found one, but it's been since last March. Last March was the last, and I remember it because it's that vivid. It was the 2-monther that I was like, whoa, this one's 2 months. So it stood out in my mind. Last March, it's been that long. Okay. And then don't forget utilities too. They're not always factored in. They're not always included in that rental price. Make sure that you're being the good agent and leaving no stone unturned for your clients, especially your rental clients. Ooh, will you hear it if you guide rental clients in the wrong direction? Because they are the most uninformed of the process. They're the ones that need the most handholding. They're the ones that need the most information. So make sure you got the right information that you're giving them, because it's important. Messing up the rental process, can mean them not moving in. It's a very quick process. It's not a 30-day, 45-day process like most sales. These usually happen within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on the association approval, if there is one. And if there isn't any, my goodness, it could be the landlord signs and they can move in, in 2 or 3 days, or even less if it's vacant. So everything's very different as far as rentals are concerned. Make sure that you look into the one you're working with specifically. And here's what your client probably doesn't know: that time frame. Remember, I just said that. You want to move tomorrow. Look, here's all the money. Just take my money. And it's just not always that fast. Sometimes, again, if you do find that unicorn, you can move in quickly. But here I am in the Miami area, and definitely about 75 to 80% of the homes, especially around me in particular, are behind gated entry and are behind HOAs, and that is stands for homeowner association. If you guys aren't familiar with that term, the HOA is going to be that association that you're going to have to get additional approval from. So your clients are going to have to jump through that hoop too, not just the landlord. That's the first one. Then they have to go through the HOA. And that can take, some of them are rapid, 1 to 2 weeks, and other ones take 3 to 4. So be mindful and make sure you let your clients know.
Rosie, I don't know how many people are on
Yes.
the phone with Texas, but we don't have to apply through HOAs, but the tenants have to follow the HOA rules. And a lot of listing agents don't just automatically give you those HOA docs. So as a good listing agent, ask for them so that your clients know what the rules are. And they park on the street overnight, things like that.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, that's interesting. I like to see how it's different in every state. And I've actually personally been looking into getting licensed dually in Texas and Georgia as well. So I'm interested to see how things differ. So yes, it's correct. Again, going back to that MLS, like I said in the previous slide, that MLS is like my Bible, right? But everything on there needs to be verified. Don't believe everything on there, guys. Especially in my market, I can tell you, I am just such a witch when it comes to the MLS, because people will either, in my market, and hello Miami, I am shouting every Miami agent that I've ever come across that had a bad MLS sheet up there out right now. There's inaccurate information, missing information, just flat out just doesn't even care to put the information there, won't furnish the information. I am telling you, it's like the Wild West down here sometimes. But yes, be that good agent. Attach the association paperwork to the MLS. It's not always that easy to find. Not all HOAs have websites even. So even if you don't have that attached to the MLS, do what I do. Go search for it. Go search for that association's website. Go see if you can pull it. If not, it's a simple phone call. Call the association office, let them know that you're an agent, that you have an incoming tenant into the neighborhood. If you could please be furnished the association bylaws, that would be wonderful, so that you can pass them on to your client. That's all. That's all. Easy peasy. But yes, definitely do that. Yes, Danielle. Danielle makes a great point here. Make friends with the association. Definitely be friendly. I mean, being friendly, and I'll say this again, over and over again, being friendly, not only with your clients, but with the other agents on the other side, with the association, with anyone involved in the transaction. Being friendly will get you very, very far in this business. Very far. I mean, it's a matter of, I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's a matter of getting your email answered or not sometimes. Okay. So if you're disrespectful, if you're being really combative, especially if you're using unnecessary language, I just won't respond to you. I won't be disrespected. I'm a professional, I'm a very educated professional, and I won't be spoken to in a certain manner. And you have to stand your ground. So I think everybody else feels that way too. Danielle, great point. Be respectful, be kind. Like my box of cookies I had mentioned before, bring them a box of cookies too. Why not? Why not? Right? This business is about networking. I love having an arsenal of professionals that I can just, all right, if this one's not available, I just go to my next, and this was not available, I just go to my next. And I love that I have a handful at least in every single aspect of real estate. I can help my clients, get pre-approved. I can help my clients with title. I can help my clients with house cleaning, moving services, inspections. I mean, the list, landscaping, it just goes on and on and on, right? But that's because I've built this black book, let's say, of my favorite tried and true vendors. And if I've got a bad reputation at an association, let me tell you, when that contract comes through with your name on it, people will remember. They'll remember. And vice versa. If I've had a difficult situation with, let's just say, like incompetent people at HOAs, which I always say when I die and come back, I want to come back and work for an HOA. I believe they have the easiest jobs. They'll know, and I'll tell my clients, listen, these people, it took 7 weeks to get back to my clients. Their contract fell through entirely. They're really non-responsive. So you're going to have to work harder and be in front of them. And I'll help you do that. But I just want to disclose to you, this was a difficult process last time. Don't think this is going to be, wham, bam, and we're done. There's many like that. So advise your clients, because you're the professional, you've been through this, you've done this. And here, we work with the same neighborhoods in the same area, oftentimes, frequently. Yes, Juan, definitely 3 touches when contacting anybody. Yep, email, text, phone call. Absolutely, absolutely. I don't know if you were here though for my box of cookies. That was for what I said to go do after about 6 months on your clients. Yeah, to go knock on their door and show your face and say, hey, remember, we did this process together. How are you? Are you loving it? So they'll invite you in most of the time. Don't pass by unannounced, of course. Let them know you're coming, because when someone shows up to my door unannounced, I'm like, I don't know who you are. You can leave. But you need to let them know you're coming by, bring some cookies, be warm, and you'll see those referrals come on in, I promise you. All right. Oh, guys, I want to touch upon this here. This is, and if you were here from my story in the beginning, this is exactly how I helped these clients who were turned away by another agent and were told they were never going to be in, by the holidays or any of that. An easy way to have your offer stand out from the crowd: include personal letters of reference. Not only did I write, and I do this for all of my clients, not only did I write a nice write-up on them, the family, what they do for a living, their children, where they go to school, and it really isn't more than a paragraph, but just my personal interaction with them. That's a big thing from, coming from an agent, because most people don't even know who they work with. So when another agent sees that, they're like, oh, this agent understands this process, understands all that goes through it and into it, and is referring these people personally. So after I review all the documents and I can give them that personal reference, I do. So I write them a nice paragraph. And then in addition, I ask for either previous or current landlord as an additional referral. So that helps landlords feel a lot more comfortable. And that's what I suggest to do. That is what helped me with these clients. And in addition to getting what was originally a no on a pet, I got a yes. Having an LOR down here, if you guys don't know what that means, in the last paragraph, LOR, letter of reference, letter of referral, whichever you'd like it to stand for, means the same thing. Potato, potato. So that is how I had that happen. I also was able to negotiate their pet, who was not a service animal. And if I can give you one bit of advice, is to and this client actually was a vet, and so definitely should have had his pet as a service animal regardless. However, has not gone through that process. And so what I did was I let the landlord know that this client is a veteran and is going through the process of certifying their beautiful little 13-year-old 8-pound mini Chihuahua as a service animal, but they have not currently done it. So what I got was a $25 a month pet fee until the animal becomes a certified service animal. And that's it. $25 and they get their baby. So, again, think outside the box and find a way. NAR says no letters, potential fair housing, see the article. Yes, so it's not a love letter. And there's a difference because I don't know these people personally. I am stamping that I have reviewed their financial documents and they are completely qualified. So it's not a love letter per se. And the landlord one is also not a love letter. That is based on having gone through a lease of over a year with the clients, and that is simply just a reference. Yes, so you do have to be careful, Pam. Yeah, it's true. Definitely go in there and read that fair housing possible violation, because there is rules and regulations against that. However, you can't be doing the love letter thing. That is different. You have to word it in a way in which it skirts around that. So yeah, definitely. Danielle, sorry guys, I'm just catching up on the chat. Someone's got to ping me or else these chats will go on forever. I'd also done what I call the love letter before. Okay, oh sorry, so this is where the love letter thing came from. Yes. Okay. So yeah, definitely. That love letter thing is tricky, but if you're smart and find a way to word it to where it's not personal in any way, shape, or form, and it is simply just speaking about the client's verification and qualifications, that's not a love letter. So that's how I've been doing this, and I've been doing that for over 3 years now, writing and I say personal because it's me personally writing it, but writing a personal letter about each client, or personal paragraph, excuse me, about each client and their qualifications. I simply say, these are my clients, X and X. They currently live in this neighborhood, and they have 2 minor children who attend X school. X is employed at here, and they currently pay X amount for their rent. They are looking to downsize and stay in the area, and this home has matched all of their criteria. I personally have reviewed their financials and deem that they are qualified for this rental, or deem that they're qualified for this lease. That's all. I don't talk about having gone to dinner with them. I don't talk about knowing them personally. I don't talk about, how cute their puppy is, or their, I think their kids are just the sweetest, or none of that. It's facts and statements and business only. So keep it that way, and you'll be able to not have to deal with it being considered a love letter. And here are 3 ways that, and I had gone over this last time, so if you guys want to go ahead and screenshot this slide, go ahead, or catch the replay. But there's a lot of text on here. Here's 3 ways that you can help your renters become buyers. Big on just continuing your network and providing it to them. These are the professionals that I know can help you. We're going to hold your hand. And I always say start this about 6 months into the lease so that they have enough time to get their finances in order, and really get all those ducks in order, so that basically, let's say their lease ends in 6 months, you guys start home shopping about 4 months after that 6 months time frame, so you can have a good 2-3 months to really get everything squared away and get under contract before that lease is over and they can become homeowners. So definitely put them in connection with any MLO that you have who can talk to them, and a friendly MLO who's willing to talk to them for a few months, since it will take that long to convert them and get everything in order for them. So let them know that this is a rental client that does need some guidance, and they'll be able to help them and review everything for them and let them know what they need to do to get in place to be able to become homeowners. But if you provide that information, I'm going to tell you, it's 100% better than not providing it, because I guarantee you your client does not know where to go. So if you're like, hey, I'm your trusted real estate professional, and now's the time that I put this on your lap, that's where you bust out your beautiful, first-time home buyer guide, which I always say, have a first-time home buyer guide, and then have a regular home buying guide, because it's a little different when you're buying a home for the first time and have never been through the process. So those people are going to need, like I said, a little bit of hand-holding down the yellow brick road. Yes, Juan, I love renters too. All right, let's continue. And so that is it for today. I know look at that, 40 minutes, guys. See, I can go on and on about this. I can just dive into this and be here for a while, and we can do like a whole week on rentals. Love renters. So again, thank you for tuning in. Next week, we're going to be doing tips on working with buyers, how to boost that Q4 right now. Again, I know we're a little bit into it, but hopefully I give you a little template, a free template that you can use, and you can either fold it up. It is a tri-fold. It is really cute. I did create it in Canva, and I will go ahead and drop that link for you guys next week. So come back and join me. I'll drop that free link for you guys. Everybody can pull that, and we can work on it together, or you can just, watch what I did with it and then just make it your own. That's cool too. So make sure you tune in next week. You're going to be doing that tips for working with buyers, that Q4 boost, and I am going to be giving away a free Canva tri-fold template. Fold it up, put it indoors if you want. If you're going door knocking, if that's more your thing, fold it up and put it in an envelope and put a stamp on it if you want to mail it out to several people. But I think it's a great way just to have something tangible that can maybe boost your Q4. Anything I can do to help. And join me every Tuesday at 11 here at thefreedomzoom.com. Of course, you can watch the replay there at the bottom right of the screen. Catch the replay and all of the replays at David A. Kurz on YouTube. So just hit YouTube and search David A. Kurz. You're going to find all of our weeklies there, my Tuesdays and David's Thursdays. And of course, you can register for these at thefreedomcoaching.com. That way you get a little email every single time we're about to go live and you don't forget. And you can register for our incredible coaching platform, Freedom Academy, at freedomachieveracademy.com. I highly suggest you go ahead and take advantage of that. The teachings on there are just unbelievable, mind-blowing, game-changing, literally business-altering, everything you can think of. We do have a free trial. So go ahead, take advantage of it, hop on there and see if it interests you. Highly suggested. And then here on the left, you can always contact me. Wherever you see my flamingo, you're going to see me at Rosie Sells Miami pretty much everywhere. I am rosiesellsmiami@gmail.com. I am Rosie Sells Miami on Instagram and on Facebook. Feel free to send me any questions or just a hello, and make sure we're friends. I will follow back. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Yanetti, it was great having you. Juan, thank you so much for all your participation. It was a lot of fun. And so I'm going to hop off if we don't have any other questions. If anyone's got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will catch you guys next week. Don't forget to catch the replay. Have a great week, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.